You don't have to explain why you're still here. Your survival is the explanation. Think about it. If everything they threw at you was supposed to bury you, and yet you are not only breathing but rising, that is no accident. That is divine evidence. The crowd mocked, the whispers spread, the isolation felt endless, and still you did not fold. You were never meant to fold. Your endurance is not weakness. It is the loudest testimony that heaven has its eyes on you tonight. I want you to hear this. The very hostility you thought would end you is actually the proof that you are chosen. What they intended as your obituary became the announcement of your assignment. And if you feel this deep in your chest already, type 77 in the comments right now. Let me see you. Let me know you're awake. This isn't just another video. This is a mirror showing you who you are. If you've been waiting for confirmation that you're not crazy, not broken, not forgotten, this is it. Before we go deeper, like this video so more chosen ones see it, subscribe so you never miss a truth bomb, and if you want to help keep this message alive, tap super thanks. Let's begin. Now let's uncover the pattern that exposes why crowds always rise against the one. Crowds don't gather against emptiness. Crowds gather when they sense weight. Have you noticed how entire groups can suddenly unite around attacking just one individual? It's never because you were the weakest. It's because you carried what they couldn't explain. They whispered, they plotted, they rolled their eyes in unison. But what they didn't know is this: majority does not equal authority. 10 voices agreeing on a lie still add up to zero truth. History is littered with examples: Joseph betrayed by his brothers, prophets rejected in their own hometowns, even visionaries mocked until time proved them right. When a crowd fights one person, it is the clearest signal that person is carrying something divine. They think their strength is in numbers, but heaven has never needed a vote. The mob might dominate the room, but they cannot override destiny. So if you felt outnumbered, remember this: the fact that they banded together against you is not proof you're losing. It's proof you matter. Now let me ask you, have you ever seen a whole room flip on someone for simply being excellent, not evil? Drop your story in the comments, because your witness strengthens someone else. And while you're here, press like right now. It tells the algorithm this message is not background noise, it's a lifeline. Next, let's go deeper into how every attack you've endured has already been turned into a receipt of your strength. Your scars speak louder than any introduction. Every insult, every rejection, every attempt to shut you down was meant to shrink you. Instead, it documented you. What they thought was breaking you was actually building your resume. Think about it. When weak structures face pressure, they collapse. But when chosen ones face pressure, they are revealed as indestructible. Each blow became a record of survival. Every storm that should have drowned you became evidence you were built for oceans. They thought your silence meant defeat, but your scars already did the talking. Now when people look at your life, they don't just see someone standing. They see someone who stood against all odds. That's why your enemies are confused. They can't figure out how their best weapons left you standing taller. What they planned as humiliation became undeniable proof that you are preserved for something greater. And this is why you never need to brag. The proof is already carved into your story. If you feel this, type in the comments, "My scars speak." And let me challenge you, write one line about a trial you thought would bury you, and how it became the reason you're still here. Share it below, because your story may heal someone else tonight. And don't forget, subscribe, hit super thanks if you want to stand behind this message, and keep listening, because this is only the beginning. Coming up, we'll expose why favor never plays by human math, and why your rise will never add up to their calculations. They will tell you life is about formulas. Work hard, play politics, join the right groups, and success will add up. But here's what unsettles them. When it comes to the chosen ones, the math refuses to balance. You didn't follow their formula, yet doors opened. You didn't flatter their circles, yet opportunities came. You didn't play the numbers game, yet blessings multiplied. That's why they call it unfair. Correct. Favor isn't fair because it doesn't submit to human arithmetic. 10 plus 10 might equal 20 in their world, but in yours, 10 plus nothing equals destiny. You are proof that one aligned with heaven outweighs 100 in the crowd. Think about it. They spent years calculating their rise and still they stalled. You spent years being overlooked and still you rose. That contradiction eats at them. It drives them mad because they can't chart you on their spreadsheets. They can't predict your outcomes, and what they can't predict, they can't control. That is why their frustration grows with every win you collect. If you're listening now and you've seen a door open that made no sense on paper, write in the comments, "Favor breaks math." Your words will remind someone else that they are not broken, they are favored. And while you're here, hit like. Show the algorithm that this truth matters more than noise. Next, let's uncover why being cut off never made you disappear and how isolation became the loudest broadcast. They thought cutting you off would silence you. They believed excluding you from their tables would erase your presence. But what they didn't realize is that isolation is not invisibility. In fact, isolation became the loudest broadcast you could have had. Every rumor they spread carried your name farther than you ever could have at the time. Every attempt to bury you was really free advertising. Their obsession turned you into a headline. And when people finally looked closer, the truth spoke louder than the gossip. They discovered resilience, not weakness. They saw consistency, not collapse. Isolation has always been one of heaven's greatest stages. When no one else is speaking for you, God Himself amplifies your voice. That's why your name kept appearing in rooms you never entered. That's why opportunities found you without campaigning. They tried to erase you, but they ended up making you impossible to ignore. Picture this: a tower on a hill sending out signals night after night. That was you. The more they tried to block the frequency, the stronger the signal became. If this part hits home, type in the comments, "Signal strong." Let me see who knows their silence was never wasted. And if you want this channel to keep amplifying messages like this, tap super thanks right now. It tells the platform we're not just passing time, we're building a movement. Now let's go deeper into the lore of sowing and reaping, and why the seeds they planted in secret are choking them in public. You never had to retaliate. You never had to spend sleepless nights plotting revenge. Because soil doesn't forget. Every word, every scheme, every curse is a seed, and seeds always return to the planter. They sowed envy, and now they are choking on scarcity. They sowed gossip, and now no one trusts their voice. They sowed betrayal, and now loyalty has abandoned them. That is the reverse harvest. The same ground they tried to poison for you is now consuming their own roots. Meanwhile, your soil is flourishing. The very things they said would never grow for you are blossoming in full view. Why? Because you didn't fight on their level. You kept your soil clean. You invested in growth, not in retaliation. And heaven watered what was meant for you. Look at the contrast now, their barren fields against your overflowing one. That sight alone is judgment. They cannot hide it. Because everyone can see who is blessed and who is bitter. And you don't even need to celebrate their downfall. Your abundance already tells the story. If this resonates, comment, "My soil is flourishing." Let those words be your declaration tonight. And don't just keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who feels surrounded right now. They need to hear that heaven has the last word on the harvest. And while you're here, subscribe, because we're not finished. The best is still unfolding. Coming up, we'll expose why your very presence was never accidental, but a divine test that revealed everyone around you. You didn't ask to be an exam, but you became one the moment heaven placed favor on your life. Your very presence was the measuring rod that revealed the truth in the hearts around you. They thought they were simply dealing with you, marking you, excluding you, testing your patience. What they didn't realize is that every action they took was recorded as their own grade. Some chose envy instead of encouragement. Some chose cruelty instead of compassion. Some chose betrayal instead of loyalty. And in those choices, they revealed themselves, not you. You were the mirror that exposed their real character. That is why heaven positioned you where you were, not just to grow you, but to expose them. And now, the consequences are undeniable. Doors won't open for them. Opportunities slip away. Their peace is gone. It is not bad luck. It is the backlash of failing the test. Think about it. You were the easiest test they could have passed. All it required was humility, kindness, respect. Yet pride blinded them and arrogance made them fail. That is why you must never confuse their mistreatment with your value. You were never their victim. You were their exam and they flunked it. If this resonates, comment, "I was the test." Let the world know you understand the role you played. And while you're here, hit like so this message reaches more chosen ones, and subscribe so you're part of this ongoing journey. And finally, let's bring everything together. Because the story is not just about what they did, it's about who you have become. Stop apologizing for being kept. Stop shrinking so others feel comfortable in the presence of your survival. Every attempt they made to bury you became the soil of your elevation. Every insult they hurled became the announcement of your favor. Every rejection became the platform for your rise. This is not just resilience, it is decree. You are not standing here by accident. You are standing here because heaven said so. And when heaven decrees, no majority can overturn it. That's why you must walk differently now. No more explanations. No more second guessing. No more apologizing for breathing when they wanted you buried. Walk like it was already written. Live like it was already sealed. And speak like your very breath is evidence of divine election. Tonight, I challenge you, choose one thing you delayed because you were waiting for their approval. Do it this week. Finish it. Deliver it without apology. Let your action be louder than their rejection. If this message hit you deep, type 77 in the comments so I know you're awake and ready. And answer this: what will you finish this week that proves you're done auditioning? Write it below. Your comment may be the turning point for someone else reading. If you felt this, like this video right now. Subscribe because we are building a family, not just a feed. And if you want to stand behind this work, tap super thanks. It directly fuels the mission. Share this with one person who needs to remember they are chosen. The world tried to make you the spectacle. Heaven made you the evidence. And from this day forward, walk like it was decreed. This is not the end of your story. It's the confirmation of your favor. Thank you for watching. Thank you for standing. And thank you for being part of this movement. Until next time, keep walking as if it was already written.